The following program is a special presentation of Cleveland Community College.
Well, we welcome you to Yetis Athletic Park as Game 2. I was just finishing my work on my phone there, Guy. Tim Foster, Guy Suttle, and Game 2. Great to have you live on YouTube this afternoon, as well as C19, the rebroadcast. Yetis and Wake Tech, and we saw the Yetis Guy win Game 1 3-0 to move to 12-11, 10-3 in region play, and they want to continue that good play. Kaylin Kells on the mound for the Yetis here to start Game 2.
Yeah, and she was at shortstop in Game 1. Had a couple of great defensive plays, so a little different approach there in the circle.
Charlize Wright leading off for Wake Tech, the right fielder here in Game number 2. Great to have you along. Temperatures, wow, if you're watching live, in the low 80s. Other than the wind, this is just a perfect afternoon, Coach.
It is. And like I say, the wind is swirling. It's straight in, it's left to right, so not a whole lot of home runs going to be hit today.
Yetis won Game 1, as we mentioned, 3-0. The next pitch is high 2-1 now to leadoff batter in Game 2, Charlize Wright. And we're talking about Wright, the Charleston, South Carolina native. Talking about a beautiful city, Coach. Next pitch,
yes,
low.
Outside.
Charleston, a gorgeous, gorgeous place.
Yeah, and I saw where the College of Charleston was doing very well in baseball also.
Yeah, what a year they had on the basketball court as well. That was a tough loss they had in the next pitch is foul behind or right near us. Tough loss they had in the opening round to, I believe, was that San Diego State?
That's
believe
correct.
They lost to.
Yep.
So it's a full count now, 3-2. You can hear that wind whipping the gust. And it's great to have you along on YouTube or the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Here is the 3-2 pitch from Kells, and it's low, and great way to start for Wake Tech. And for Wake Tech now, they want to leave here with a split, Coach, of this series.
Yeah, if they can. They felt like they were in that game a long time in the first game, and they were. It was not until the bottom of the fourth inning that the Yetis got on the scoreboard.
Here's Ayla Hammonds, the starting center fielder here in Game 2, and the runner is going to go as a bunt attempt is fouled back to the left of home plate. So it will be an 0-1 count to Hammonds. Big thanks to our whole production crew here for Game 2 this afternoon. Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Randy Evans. And as I mentioned, great to have Guy Suttle with me on color commentary. Looking for the bunt, and the runner was kind of halfway down between first and second. Gets back to first, and it's a 1-1 count. And that was one thing, we saw Wake Tech in that opening game, Coach. They had some opportunities that they missed, laying down some bunts. With runners on base, they're trying to take care of that and really be a little bit more efficient. Next pitch is grounded. Here's the throw. Going to get her at second.
That's the lead runner.
Yeah,
good.
That was the only play. Was going to be the lead runner. That was a nice play over at shortstop that time by Pruitt. So one down, runner at first. The runner is out on the lead run there at second. So one down.
Good fielder's choice there. Like I say, cut down the lead runner. That's about all she could do because she had to go to her backhand to get that ball.
Here's Allie Lane with the runner on and one out here in the top of the first. First pitch is low to Lane. Lane is the starting shortstop. Yetis are 12-11 on the season, but more impressively 10-3 right now in Region 10 play for this Yeti girls softball squad. Next pitch in there by Kaylin Kells, starting pitcher here in Game 2. Good crowd here at the Yeti Athletic Complex.
Yep, we had a 4-11 first pitch start.
Oh, that hit her in the left leg, and that's the first batter we've seen get hit today. That one just got away, and for Wake Tech. And this reminds me a little bit of Game 1, Coach Suttle, because if you remember, we saw Wake Tech have a couple of runners on early in the first and second innings, not able to get them across. Here they are again with another opportunity early in game 2.
Yes, and it's a good hitter that Dover had her number in the first game. We'll see if it continues right here.
Here's Nayla McCallop. The first pitch is low. So Wake Tech has runners first and second. The Eagles, who come into this game 6-15 on the season, and they are 3-12 in Region 10 play from the Raleigh area.
First and second, one out.
Next pitch is low.
Yeah, we had a 4:10 start and about 52 in attendance, and
yep, good crowd here.
About 84 degrees, a little breezy.
Nice pitch in there for a strike. One of the big stories, if you're just joining our broadcast, the Yetis, this Yeti girls softball team, 6-1 in their last 7 games.
And it's really, really good. They really took advantage of some mistakes in the first game. There's a big hit.
There's a shot that's going to get.
Oh, great catch.
No, it got away.
No way.
Yep, it looked like the Melton had a shot at it. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and Wake Tech off to a good start. McCallop with a 2 RBI double, and the Eagles a 2-0 lead. You know, they were able to really contain McCallum, who's got a strong bat. Not that time, and she got it into the gap right, just could not, in that case, Melton just couldn't bring it in center field.
Yeah, it from my vantage point, it did look like she got it into webbing, but just outside her reach.
Here's Jesse Dillon with McCallum at second, a 2-0 lead. Wake Tech 2 across here in the top of the first. A big 2 RBI double. Next pitch is fouled off, and it'll be an 0-2 count. Still just 1 out. So we talked about Wake Tech, who missed some opportunities in that opening game. Not so much here in game 2. They've taken advantage of it early.
That's right, and she did not miss that one. She hit that one on the button.
Looking at the softball, and I think they're going to get a new one.
Yeah, that foul ball hit off the brick, and I'm sure it busted a couple of stitches.
So 0-2 count now to Jesse Dillon, the catcher. 0-2 is in the dirt. Good stop that time by Eubanks. Dillon is the Fuquay-Varina native. She went to Harnett Central High School. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's fouled off again. Yetis won Yetis won game 1 3-0. But they are down here early, top of the first. Wake Tech has got 2 across. Tim Foster, Guy Suttle. Great to have you along from the campus of Cleveland Community College. Next pitch is high. Yetis girls softball. Gorgeous afternoon, but windy conditions here at the softball park. 2-2 pitch. Here's a shot. Melton should have it in center, and she does for out number 2. As the ball almost got away in the infield, but 2 down.
Yeah, earlier when I said it was breezy conditions, I was being a bit facetious.
You were being a little, but it's pretty close, yeah. We'll say a little more than breezy. Here's Cassie Brown with 2 down, second baseman for Wake Tech. And Wake Tech, as we mentioned, they would love to get a split of this series, and they have started out well. First pitch to Brown. Here's a shot into left field. It's still drifting, and left fielder makes some play. Half of inning in the books, but Wake Tech off to a good start. Coach Guy Suttle, as they lead it 2-0. The Yetis will be coming to back for our viewers that may just be checking us out either on C19, the rebroadcast, or live on YouTube. Let's go back to that first game, Coach. 3-0 win. I thought Brooke Dover did a good job. She had 8 strikeouts in the ballgame. She got out of trouble when she needed to. Some timely handing for the Yetis. What were your thoughts about that first game a little bit earlier today?
Yeah, and I thought the Yetis took advantage of every play situation that they had to score runs.
Yeah.
It was great base running. A wild pitch that scored another run. It was a good team effort, but I thought they really took advantage of the opportunities that they were given.
Well, if you're watching this broadcast on YouTube and You got to hold on to your stuff here with things flying around. Yeah, Coach Suttle is realizing that as well. The fence, our monitor. You just click on ClevelandCC on YouTube to watch our live YouTube broadcast. And, of course, you can check out different times throughout the week the rebroadcast on C19 TV that is in its 41st year. And so, Coach Suttle, you're down 2-0. If you're the Yetis, certainly you're not going to panic at all. And we're seeing on the mound for Wake Tech this afternoon, it's going to be Lexi Jones that's going to get the start. So if you're the Yetis, you're down 2-0 early. What's your mindset right now?
Well, now Lexi Jones, we saw her the last 2 innings from game one.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how many batters saw her in that last couple of innings because we were just trying to get outs. But it's not like it's cold. They've seen this pitcher, and that may be an advantage for them.
So Kaylin Kells will lead off for the Yetis, down 2-0, bottom of the first inning. As we mentioned, Lexi Jones on the mound. Here's the first pitch, and it's outside. Alexis Shope is on deck. And that wind, as we said, you can certainly hear it in our broadcast. It is whipping. Next pitch in there, and it's a 1-1 count to Kells. Kaylin Kells, who is the starting pitcher here in Game 2 today. Of course, Ronald Beaver, head coach of this Yeti girls softball squad. Fouled off 1-2. And as we mentioned, so good to see all of the fans that are around us, Coach, and some of them that are even out there in right field. And
it's a great place to watch a ball game.
It really is. There's a ground ball. And
it's fair.
It's going to be fair. Third base side, I'll tell you, it was close and stayed fair. So a leadoff double for Kells and a great start. That was one of those plays where, until it got over third base, you weren't sure if it was going to be fair or foul.
And it was definitely fair. And and that got her all the way to second base. So it was a double down the line.
Leadoff double for Kaylin Kells, and that'll bring Alexis Shope to the plate. So the Yetis have got something going here in the bottom of the first inning.
Saw a pitcher's duel in the first game, really, in the 3-0 win.
We certainly did. First pitch to Shope is in there, the third baseman. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Jones, looking at the possible bunt. There's a nice bunt laid down, and she's going to be safe. Great job.
Whoa.
Runner's going to go back to third. She could have gotten a little bit of a pickle there. We're talking about Kells. I thought for a second Kells was in trouble there, but she's able to get back to third. And just like that, runners first and third, nobody out, with a good batter coming to the plate. Here's Mallory Haynes. Great bunt.
It was a tremendous bunt. Did exactly what we needed to do. There's no outs, runners at first and third. The runner at first is just gravy out of that play because you were really trying to move a runner down to third. Now you got first and third, no outs.
There's Haynes, who hits it into center. This ball is all over the place, but a nice play. Here comes a runner who tags, and she will score easy. She slid. That was Kells. The runner's going to advance from first to, and with that wind, normally on a routine pop like that, you're not even thinking about coming home. But the way that wind was blowing, good aggressive running by Kells to score.
Absolutely. I mean, that ball is in the dirt right behind second base, and it is all over the place, and she was able to score, tag up and score from there.
So it's a 2-1 game, tying run at second. Here's Bree Fry, and the first pitch to her is high. So the tying run, Alexis Shope, is at second. You see our score 2-1, bottom of the first. Yetis and the Eagles on a warm and windy spring afternoon. There's a shot. And there's a shot into left field. The runner's going to come home. No, the throw home will not be in time. Here's a throw to second, and it's going to go out into third, but Fry is going to – now she's going to come.
She's good.
Yep. So she thought about it and still had time to come to third. We saw Fry with a couple of big hits in game one, another one there, and we got a 2-2 game.
Got a 2-2 game and a runner at third and one out. So again, we're still in advantage here.
Good piece of hitting. Here's Trinity Hatchell. And the Yetis, we saw 2 on the board in the top of the first for Wake Tech, and the Yetis come right back with 2 here in the bottom half of the first to make it a 2-2 game. And the ball gets away. Here comes the runner. She will score safely, Fry, and it's a 3-2 Yetis lead. And Fry, a tough slide there. She's slowly getting back to the dugout. 3 across now for the Yetis here in the bottom of the first.
It could be on her knee, what we call the old-timey strawberry, where you get that top layer of skin just peeled back, and it's like, ouch.
She may be feeling that one even more tomorrow than right now.
Yes.
So the Yetis 3 across. They lead at 3-2, and the next pitch is swing and a miss from Trinity Hatchell.
Hey, we've already saw twice as many runs scored in this game as we did the entire first game.
Yeah, you wondered. We were kind of wondering if we were going to have a low-scoring game. I didn't think so here in Game 2.
Wow.
There's a shot that goes foul quickly from Hatchell, but it shows her power. Region 10, the Yeti Girls Softball. Great to have you along if you're watching live on YouTube or the rebroadcast right here on C19 TV.
So the overall record is 1 game above 500.
Yeah, 12 and 11.
The regional record is what is impressive.
Yeah, 10-3 right now.
Absolutely.
For this Yeti girl. And you're thinking about this squad, most region wins all time in a season.
That's right. That's right.
And I think we're just going to see that total increase from this squad. 1-2 count. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the first in this Game 2. Obviously, one of the changes, Coach, the games were able to be started later due to the time change a couple of weeks ago. There's a ground ball. Shortstop's going to have it, throw it to first. 2 down now. And so with that time change, can start your Game 2s a little bit later in the afternoon.
Yep.
Which is very nice, and especially when you get a warm late March afternoon like this.
That's right. That's right. And, the NCAA games are starting a little bit later also, so we can this is just going to be a great afternoon to watch some different types of ball games.
For our live viewers, and, of course, for those that are rebroadcasting, we may be getting closer to the Final Four for those folks and know who's headed there, and it'll happen fast. At the plate for the Yetis is Cadence Hopper. Fouls it off, and she is looking at a 1-1 count now.
You talk about a bracket buster, though. Last weekend, I haven't even picked up my bracket since last week.
I was done after about 5 games.
Yeah, completely.
In terms of having tremendous success.
Right.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Looking at the bunt, lays it down, first base side. It's a beauty, and she will be safe. So we've seen 2 bunts laid down by the Yetis in this inning, and well done on both of them.
As a 2-out single there on the bunt. And you never know. You just never know. So it's a good play to have a base runner. This is going to be, regardless of what happens here, it's another batter that gets to come to the plate and see the pitcher.
So here's the catcher, Haley Eubanks, at the plate. And the Yetis already 3 across. They lead at 3-2 in the bottom of the first. Runner at first with 2 outs. Here's a shot. It's going to get out into left field. Runner will come from first to third. It may come all the way home. They are sending the runner. We could have a play at the plate, and she is safe. Good hustle all the way across. It's a 4-2 game. You're talking about good speed and a great job that time from Cadence Hopper, and Cadence just kept coming, Coach.
I love it. People that can remember way back when I coached baseball, I always said that you've got too many things that can happen in a play at the plate. Somebody's got to catch it, somebody's got to throw it, and somebody's got to catch it again.
Yeah, we saw Ronna Beaver. He sent her home. He knew the speed she had. It's a 4-2. She's trying to lay down the bunt, and it will go foul. And good job that time. A lot of credit to McCallum, who knew that if that thing kept rolling, it had a shot to go foul, and it did. But, again, that could have been the 3rd bunt laid down for the Yetis in this inning. So the Yetis now 4 across here in the bottom of the first, and they have a 4-2 lead with still a runner in scoring position.
That was that's just a little bit of spin on the ball, or that one stays fair, and we're in business again.
Next pitch to Andrea Melton is high, 1-1 count. 4-2 Yetis lead, and they are looking for more as they've still got a runner in scoring position.
A lot of credit to Wake Tech's first baseman to see the spin on the ball and just see if it would go foul.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch is fouled off, third base side. So we have seen in both games Yeti runners that have advanced from shots in the gap or hits in the gap from first all the way home, and that again shows you the speed of the squad.
Speed of the squad, knowing when the ball initially leaves the bat, where it's going, because that gives you a jump. That's the only way you can do it.
1-2 count now to Melton, and it's low 2-2. We'll get these heavy gusts, as you can hear from time to time if you're watching the broadcast. You don't have to be watching. You can be listening to our broadcast in the office, and you can hear the gust. Next pitch is high, and good job now. Full count to Melton, Kings Mountain High graduate. Yetis would love to get run number 5 across here in this inning. Basically, could do it.
Great.
3-2 pitch. It's popped up in the infield, but it won't be easy as it keeps drifting, but a nice play to end the inning. But the Yetis put 4 across in the bottom of the first, and we are through an inning. Yetis lead the Eagles of Wake Tech 4-2. We'll be back with the second inning. You're watching Yeti Girls Softball, and we're back right after this.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College, and today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the community college website at clevelandcc.edu.
Fact: COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Millions of doses have already been given in the United States, and these vaccines have the most intensive safety monitoring in U.S. history. If you have questions, get answers from a reliable source, cdc.gov.
Well, thank you, Danny Morton, in the truck. Yes, we are back. Danny's ahead of me a little bit. Tim Foster, great to have you along. Guy Suttle with me on color commentary, and you saw our score after an inning. It's a 4-2 Yetis lead. The Yetis girls softball right here live on YouTube with a rebroadcast on C19 TV. And the big story, Coach, as we head to the top of the second after the couple of runs for Wake Tech, 4 on the board in the bottom of the first, including a great play at home plate where we saw Trinity Hatcher with a great slide to get one of those 4 runs. Yetis up 4-2 right now.
Yes, and you know, when we first started and they jumped out to a 2-0 lead, I was like, uh-oh, we don't want to split here. And then they came back and scored 4 runs of their own in the bottom, so I feel a lot better about it.
Lexi Jones will lead off for Wake Tech, followed by Gracie Whitmore and Layla Rackley will be the 1-2-3. And, of course, on the mound for the Yetis is Kaylin Kales. Here's the next pitch, and a 1-0. And Melton's not going to have to move much, and this will be an easy play, 1 down. That's the kind of plays if you're Coach Beaver, you like. Didn't have to move much for that one.
Right, and if you're Kelly in the circle, that's also what you want to do.
Here's Gracie Whitmore, the starting left fielder here in Game 2 for Wake Tech.
You got to pop it up.
Yetis looking for the sweep here this afternoon. Here is the first pitch to Whitmore, and it's inside from Kaylin Kales.
Thank you.
Kales is the Skippers, Virginia native, by the way. She played her high school ball at Greensville County High School up there in Virginia. You ever been to Skippers, Virginia, Coach?
No, I haven't.
There's a lot of beautiful towns and beautiful scenery in that great state of Virginia. And we've had a lot of Yeti athletes that have signed on Swing and a Miss from the state of Virginia that have played in a variety of sports. So 1-2 count now to Gracie Whitmore.
Well, I know that, we got baseball and softball that we've been doing. The broadcast just can't.
Here's a grounder to third, and it will get out into left field and will be a base hit for Whitmore with one out. Yes, back to your comments. Sorry,
yeah,
Coach.
it was, and really looking forward to basketball season, and you had
volleyball.
Volleyball, and had a shot of the court earlier from our earlier broadcast.
Yeah, we're going to look at that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, we'll look at that a little bit later on. As a matter of fact, at the bottom of this inning, we're going to take a look at our new basketball facility. And, of course, one thing that we'll talk about that after this pitch as popping up, that is Layla Rackley who pops it up. And this is a nice play on the infield by the second baseman, 2 down with a runner on first. E-Gaming. We have e-gaming. We had some of our first competitions with our e-gaming squad.
Oh, good.
So who would have ever thought? There are people out there, it's hard to believe, guys settle that make money off of gaming. I'm not one of them.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But video, I used to play some video games back in the day, but I never thought it would be a career.
You were talking,
it wouldn't be a career for me. Yeah.
You were talking earlier about Virginia. We actually listened to an athletic director who was doing on the Saturday before the Super Bowl was doing Madden.
Yes.
Like a tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And had cash prizes and this, that. There were actually people that would pay for admission to come sit in the bleachers.
Yeah, it's a different world when it comes to that. That's Charlize Wright, the left-hander at the plate, and she is looking at a 2-0 count now. First couple pitches, balls. Trying to go third base side and fouls it off. So 2-1. Second at bat of the game for Wright, who I believe got on base her first at bat. She's a starting right fielder for the Eagles. Two-one count coming. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Great pitch that time by runner.
Was about to drift a little far.
Yeah, one thing I looked up, I was looking down at my roster, looked up, and we saw Whitmore halfway down to second. I thought she is going to have to get back. She just got back. So, 2-2 count.
I was wondering if she had lost the count and thought it was a walk. But anyway, we got viewers. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here.
Yeah, we got our live viewers, our viewers that are watching on the rebroadcast, and you're right, Guy, it is gorgeous. It's a full count, 3-2, and it's outside, and so that will be a walk for Wright. So runners first and second, and that tying runs at first now for Wake Tech, and that'll bring Ayla Hammonds to the plate, the center fielder. But all of a sudden now on top of the second, we see that tying run right down the line from us at first base.
Yes, and got 2 outs, so that is a good advantage right there, is to have the just needing 1 more out.
There's a shot, and it's going to drop. Here comes the run. There's a throw to home, and it's a bullet. And it's going to get the runners from second to third. And the runner from first will go to second, and it is a 4-3 game. Good piece of hitting there from Hammonds. The RBI, and it's 4-3. And now the go-ahead run for Wake Tech
is 60 feet away.
Yep, or the tying run is, and then, got runners second and third, a base hit, and they could have the lead again.
That's correct.
See our score, 4-3 now, top of the second. That'll bring to the plate Ailey Lane. So there's Allie Lane, the shortstop.
And it's a little bit of what we've talked about with the Yetis in the first game with 2 outs and runners at second and third. They are going to be running on the crack of the bat.
Next pitch is high, and it's a 2-0 count. So we've seen Wake Tech, they put 2 on the board in the first. They've got 1 across here in the second. The Yetis had 4 come across in the bottom of the first. But the bats certainly for both teams have been really strong here in game 2. There's the next pitch to Lane, and it's in there for a strike. 2-1 count now.
We're always looking for consistency in the circle. And
so it's low. Yeah, and we've seen so far, we've seen Kales have a few control issues, but she's trying to get composure there right now, no doubt about it. 3-1 pitch, and it's low, and bases are loaded for Wake Tech with 2 outs. Now, this is a crucial point in this game because Here comes Nayla McCallum. We've already seen her power, Coach Settle.
She had 2 RBIs in the first.
She's got a chance to, with a hit here, to give her team the lead. On the other side of things, the Yetis know if they can get this out, they still hold on to the lead, and they can kind of take that momentum into the bottom of the second.
Absolutely.
There's a ground ball, and it's going to go out into left field. 1 run will score. Here comes another run, and they do take the lead. And what about McCallum? 4 RBIs already in this game. Wake Tech 5-4 lead. And all of a sudden, we have got the bats are hot for both teams. And what about Wake Tech here early on?
Yes, they have put the roll. They got shut down the first game, but they have decided that they're going to be aggressive and swing the bat at the plate today.
Here's Jesse Dillon. Yeah, no doubt about it. Still runners on the corners with 2 outs, and now 5-4 Wake Tech lead. And there's nobody out into second base, and the runner will advance, and a little bit of a mental mistake there for the Yetis, and it is a 6-4 game, and nobody was at second base. Obviously, a little bit of communication breakdown there.
Yeah, I think Coach Beaver had put on a first and third play if the girl were to steal.
Yeah, not the case.
Not the case, and she went ahead and carried out the play.
So it is a 6-4 lead now as 4 across. We saw the Yetis put 4 across in the bottom of the first. Wake Tech now has 4 across in the top of the second to lead at 6-4. This one's popped up. Let's see if the first baseman's got a shot at it. And she does to end the inning, but what an inning it was for Wake Tech. 4 across, and after an inning and a half, Wake Tech leads the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. There you see our score, 6-4. And we talked about after a 3-0 game 1, we're going to see a lot more runs here. We kind of expected that, and we're seeing that.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
No doubt about it. We were talking about the brand new look of the Yeti Gym, and which will certainly host men and women's basketball and girls softball to come. And momentarily we'll take a look at that beautiful facility. And I tell you, as Greg Tillman brings in our B-roll of that, it's just a beautiful facility. And it's going to be a great place to watch a game, as we talked about. It's going to be a great place for students. It's going to be a great place to just bring the whole family and just have a good time. And it's going to be really neat when it officially starts play later this year, Coach.
Yeah, and it is. It is, if you had any idea what the court looked like prior to the reconstruction.
Well, it was carpet.
It was carpet. And I'm sure some of our listeners out there, maybe even the people who've watched, they could have very easily have had their prom on the carpet out there several years ago.
Yeah, right.
But it's just a gorgeous facility. The transformation's unbelievable. It's going to be a great place to watch ball games and to broadcast games from.
It really will. It's going to be a great facility. And again, thanks to our whole crew this afternoon as they continue to make adjustments with the wind. Trying to, I tell you, our crowd mic is certainly picking up a lot of that. But, of course, Danny Morton, our producer-director Greg Tillman, and Randy Evans, and great to have Guy Sutter along with me. We head to the bottom of the second, 6-4 game. And if you're the Yetis right now, the way Wake Tech is hitting, you got to feel a little pressure for your bats to continue on as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to match everything that they did.
That's Carmen. No doubt about it. You do have to match it. That's Carmen Pruitt, the left-handed batter. She was looking to bunt, and she fouls it off.
Yeah, she got the bat on it, and it just trickled off foul. But you've got to do something to keep pace with what Wake Tech is doing at the plate.
Kaylin Kells is on deck. Next pitch fouled off, and it's 0-2 to Carmen Pruitt, who's at second base here in game 2. Of course, Yetis gave up that 1 run on the mental mistake to throw into the outfield, but there's no doubt these Wake Tech bats, after being shut out, they have really woke up here in game 2.
I'm sure Coach told them, said, look, gals, we have got to swing the bat.
Yeah, there's a bobble by the pitcher, throw to first, and got her. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second, and that will bring to the plate Kaylin Kells.
And that was a tremendous amount of spin on that ball. It actually went into the pitcher's glove and spun back out.
Yeah.
And she had to pick it up. It's made it a lot closer play at first than it should have been.
And you really, as a pitcher, you got about a second to make that, to get it back in your glove, or that runner's going to be safe.
That's right.
Here's Kells at the plate. Here's a shot. Will it stay fair? No, the left fielder went after it, but she wasn't going to get it, and it goes foul as well. So Lexi Jones is on the mound for the Eagles, and they have the 6-4 lead. 0-1 count to Kales. There's the 0-1 pitch to Kales, and she fouls it off.
Now, as a pitcher, you absolutely do not know what to throw her because she has hit one down the right field line, and now she's hit one down the left field line.
True.
It's just this is going to be a tough pitch for the pitcher deciding where they want to go.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's outside, 1-2. We are going to, one thing I've noticed looking here at our broadcast table, we're going to have to order some more gappers tape. Because I've used most of it for most of our rosters and our lineups. As next pitch is foul, third base side. Third baseman that time, which was Rackley, took a little dive for it, but it had already gone foul. So 1-2 count. A Region 10 matchup this afternoon between the Yetis of Cleveland Community College, the Eagles of Wake Tech Community College. Game 2, Yetis won game 1, 3-0. This one's popped up, and let's see if it stays in. Looks like the catcher's got a shot at it, and she makes a play, a nice play for Dillon, Jesse Dillon, so 2 down. Good job that time for Dillon to keep her concentration.
Yeah, again, that wind has not let up. If anything, it's more into our face. It's blowing in more than it. We did have a crosswind, but now it's straight into us.
It certainly is. You can hear it. First pitch to Alexis Shope is going to be called a ball, but 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Wake Tech's got to be feeling good. They've got a 6-4 lead. Next pitch is going to be fair down the third base line. This should be a good job. It's going to hold it, Shope to a single. Good job by the left fielder to get it back in quick, but a 2-out base hit, and that's going to bring Mallory Haynes to the plate. That was a good job of hitting there by Shope.
It was, and fouled off a lot of pitches. We talked about this in the first game, how many pitches that we were fouling off. It just gives us another pitch to look at.
So 1 on with 2 down as Shope's at first, and here's Mallory Haynes. It's in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Yetis in their home white jerseys, blue pants, the blue numerals with the green trim on the numerals here for game 2. Here is a shot. It's stopped by the shortstop, but she's no way she was going to be able to throw Haynes out, so it's another base hit. Now runners first and second, and here comes Bree Fry, and all of a sudden you got the tying run at first base.
Well, you know, most of Wake Tech's damage was done with 2 outs in the top of the inning, so maybe we can return the favor right here.
That's a good point. They have done a lot of 2-out damage so far in this game. Let's see if the Yetis can do that as well. First and second, nobody out. Fry hits a rocket that is going to, let's see if it stays fair, and it does not. It just kept drifting and goes foul, not only foul, but right over the fence, left field side. 0-1 count to Bree Fry. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's going to be called a ball. Fry, the Concord native, played her high school softball, at Central Cabarrus High School. Speaking of, Central Cabarrus, what a year they had in basketball.
Oh, gosh.
Coach, they went, I think, something like 34-0, a state 3A title. And I think they only had 2, maybe 3 games that were not won by double digits.
Yeah.
They knocked Crest out, of course, in the 4th round of the playoffs. And Crest was a good team, and they were down, I think, as that's fouled off, like 20-some-odd points in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a lot of that in 3A since the dominating Little Washington when they had Alvis Rogers and Dominic Wilkins on the same team.
I think my father broadcast that game they played against Crest.
Yep.
Just a few years back.
Yeah, I think I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, I don't believe that, Coach. But I'm gonna check with Andy and find out
you better check
the specifics on that. I don't believe that's accurate, but we'll check it. 3-2 count now to Fry as she pops it up. Let's see if the first baseman, she calls it, and she's got it to end the inning, and that's a big out. Two innings in the book, and Wake Tech holds on to their 6-4 lead over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. You're watching Yeti Girls Softball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. We'll head to the third right after this.
Education is our most powerful tool to improve and change our world. Hi, I'm Rhonda Benfield, your host for School Matters. Join me for a new program every other week with information from and about the students and staff of Cleveland County Schools. Discover what our schools are doing to challenge students and help them reach their full potential. You can catch us on Spectrum Cable Channel 19 or stream us live on c19.tv.
I would tell anybody that's interested in getting broadcasting that this is a really exciting field to be in. The possibilities are endless. And every day is different. There's always something new. You're always on your toes. I think the good thing about, a school like Cleveland Community College is they're really good at keeping up with the latest technologies. My experience with the broadcasting program has been everything and more. I've hosted a television show here. I've done radio shows. I've made my own commercials, all kinds of exciting things, digital animation. And I've never thought I'd have a career in news that I enjoy. It's just really exciting to, have a career where you're in control of what 2 million people in the area are watching every night. It's really exciting and enriching and fulfilling work. It doesn't feel like a job. I get to hang around all day and make television. Just listen to that.
Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Head to the top of the third, 6-4 game. You see a good shot there in the background over the graphic or behind the graphic of our Yeti softball or baseball complex. Of course, we'll have some upcoming broadcasts. And we're back right here at our softball complex. And we head to the third, 2-0 count now to the leadoff hitter. That's Cassie Brown. Lexi Jones will follow, and Gracie Whitmore. Coach Suttle, who's with me, Guy Suttle, handling the color commentary duty, 6-4 lead for Wake Tech.
Yeah, this is going to be a big inning for the Yetis. We need to hold them right here and come back in and get a couple of runs, get this thing tied back up.
And one thing you don't want, and it's already 3-0 count, is to walk these batters because you can get in big trouble. But that's the case. Already a 3-0 count here to Cassie Brown. There's a 3-0. It's in there, 3-1. Kaylin Kales, the starting pitcher in Game 2 for the Yetis. But Wake Tech 6-4 lead. Wake Tech put 2 on the board in the first. They put 4 on the board in the second. And that's a good start again for Wake Tech as Brown is on by way of the walk. So she's on, and that will bring Lexi Jones, who's the starting pitcher for Wake Tech here in Game 2. She comes to the plate.
Hey, walks and errors, that goes all the way from Little League to the majors.
It will affect you all the way at every level. You're right, Coach. Fouled off. First pitch from Jones. Looking forward to some great Yeti men's baseball coming up in the month of April, including a big series with Patrick and Henry, as well as Catawba Valley Community College. This one's popped up. It's being called, and oh my goodness! And trip over third base. We hope the Yeti, and that time that was Pruitt. And that happens, Coach. A lot of times Pruitt, who was trying to come in, you're stepping, you're looking, and all of a sudden, before you know it, that can easily happen. We were talking about that in Game 1. Sometimes you got to keep an eye on the bat, and when you're coming in with that wind, you just lose sometimes track of where you're at, and all of a sudden you go over the base that time. I'm certainly happy Pruitt's okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty nasty fall right there. She was concentrating so much on the ball and didn't think about the base getting in the way, and basically just went straight down without even catching herself.
That was the 0-2 pitch there, and you could tell Jones was trying to keep that one fair down the first base line. It goes foul. But that was a break certainly for Wake Tech, because it looked like the Yetis were going to have out number one, and that's going to keep this at-bat going, and she fouled it off. So 0-2 now. Here comes the pitch from Kales. Here's a ground ball, third base side, and
it's foul.
It is a foul ball. So it stays 0-2. And I believe they're going to have a discussion about this. That's it's Pete Rose coming in there to discuss with the home plate umpire. He was just making sure that didn't stay fair. So 0-2 count.
He's just planting the seed for the next one.
That's correct. Next pitch is...
It's a good pitch.
Yeah. You know, those coaches will do that. I don't know if you know any of those those old coaches, but they don't know any maybe tricks they try from time to time, do they?
Yeah, just planting a seed for the next one that's on the line.
Maybe these guys that have been coaching a really long time. Next pitch is fouled again, third base side. So we're continuing to see Jones stay alive. You know, that reminds me a little bit of game one. We saw Yeti batters continue to fight. And we've definitely seen longer at-bats for Wake Tech here in this second game.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that the number of pitches that you can see, the more it's going to help you as a batter.
No doubt about it. Next pitch is outside, and it's a 2-2 count now to Lexi Jones. Runner at first, nobody out. A 6-4 Wake Tech lead here on top of the third. It's high, and it's a full count all of a sudden now to Jones. And you can tell that Wake Tech feels like, Coach, if they get another, maybe a couple runs across, we'll get a 4 or 5 run lead, they're going to be feeling really good. Fouled off on the 3-2 pitch.
That was a good at bat, because that was definitely a strike, and she got the bat on the ball.
I believe this is almost maybe the 10th, 11th pitch of this at bat. 3-2, and here's a shot into center. Melton's coming, and she cannot get to it, but the throw to second, and they'll get her at second. Great job by Melton. I tell you, that's a lot tougher playing at look, because that ball was not easy to scoop up off center field. She got it through to second. That's a big out.
Yeah, I mean the base runner was in no man's land.
Yeah,
in that she could only go halfway, because if she catches it, she's got to retreat back to first.
And another example of that ball being blown in. Melton's got great speed. She normally makes that play.
Oh yeah,
pretty
easily.
So one down, and that will bring up Gracie Whitmore with the runner at first. There's a bunt. It's a beauty. Here's a throw to first, and it's going to go over the first baseman. And the runner is going to come third. She is going to come home.
Nobody's covering.
Nobody is covering. Here's the throw to third. They will get her, I believe, at third. And they do have her at third, but the big story there, Wake Tech 7-4 lead. Second time we've seen the Yetis with some defensive mistakes. You know, they played so well defensively in game one, but we've seen some mistakes here in game two.
Yeah, that was just a throw that got away from her at third base. I mean, the first baseman didn't have a chance. As soon as the ball left her hand, she turned and started chasing.
There you see our score now, 7-4 Wake Tech lead, as that will bring Layla Rackley now with 2 outs, but a 1 across for Wake Tech, and they have scored at least 1 run in every inning, and now they've got a 3-run lead. And I tell you, Coach, you're starting to, as we mentioned, you get 3, maybe extended to 4, starting to put a lot of pressure on the Yetis, even though we're just in the third inning.
Yeah, and you can tell a little bit right now that they need something good to happen, because you could see a little bit of the wind out of their sails.
The 1-1 count now to Layla Rackley, and we're talking about Rackley. She is the Goldsboro native, played her high school ball at Southern Wayne. Here's a shot, and it's going to be a base hit into the right field gap. It'll be a single, another hit for the Eagles. So Rackley's at first with 2 outs, and that's going to flip the lineup, and here comes Charlize Wright with her 3rd at bat of the game. Wouldn't be surprised here to see maybe another bunt.
Yeah, third baseman's really in. I don't know where she's going to bunt it.
There's a grounder
So
to the
she just
pitcher,
slapped
and this should end the inning, and it does. But another run on for Wake Tech on the scoreboard, and 2.5 innings are in the book. Wake Tech with a 7-4 lead now over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. And guys in the truck, let's take a look again at some of the upcoming softball games that will be coming up on the schedule for the Yetis. We talked about now over the 500 mark on the season, and we'll look here momentarily at some games a little bit later on in the month. There's Catawba Valley coming up, and I think we're working on having that one on the schedule. There's Pitt County, Pitt Community College in Pitt County, Bryant and Stratton. Catawba Valley Community College, there is a matchup with Gaston on into April. And it's all leading up, as we talked about in Game 1, Coach Guy Suttle, the top 4 teams of the 8 that get into the Region 10 Ladies Tournament, top 4 seeds get home games, and so that's where certainly Coach Ronald Beaver would love to have his squad to get to host a home series.
Yes, without a doubt. That is just something about sleeping with your own pillow that helps you the next day in the big ball game.
No doubt about that. So for the Yetis here in the bottom of the third, they will be led off by Trinity Hatchell. It'll be Cadence Hopper and Haley Eubanks. As we mentioned for the Yetis, after scoring, getting 4 runs across in the first, did not get a run in the second. Let's see. You mentioned some momentum shift. We need to start seeing that a little bit from the Yetis.
Yeah, they need base runners and they need runs just to put a little bit of fire back in them. It's gotten quiet around the ballpark.
Yeah, it has. There was a lot of energy in that Game 1, but Wake Tech has quieted the park, the home crowd. Lexi Jones, that first pitch was a ball. Here's the 1-0. And it's high 2-0 to Trinity Hatchell. Pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1. Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, again, that 2-0 pitch, she's looking for something that she can drive, and she liked the pitch. She took a good hack at it.
2-1 pitch is fouled off. Temperatures in the low 80s, just wonderful conditions here. As far as the warmth, the breeze, the wind has been a little bit of a challenge for both squads. But it's a 2-2 count now to Trinity Hatchell. Here's the next pitch from Jones. It's hit hard, but foul.
Yep.
So you mentioned that Alexia Jones, we saw her pitch a couple of innings at the end of Game 1. It will be interesting to see. She keeps the lead, certainly. We may see her out there a lot longer.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see her pitch count throughout this game.
Yeah, it will be.
Next pitch is high.
Yeah, and we've seen her do that a little bit. That it seems like even though this inning is into the first batter, that she's been up a little bit more.
So big pitch, a full count pitch now coming to Trinity Hatchell. And she got her on the 3-2 and a big strikeout, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. And that will bring up Cadence Hopper. We've seen Hopper already score on a great slide into home plate. So here is Cadence Hopper, left fielder, with 1 down.
Infield corners are in, protecting against the bunt. And
here's a shot. Center fielder will, though, not have to move but just a little bit to get out number 2. So 2 down in the bottom of the third.
That was a 1 pitch.
So here's no doubt. Here's catcher Haley Eubanks with 2 down. 6-4 Wake Tech lead, bottom of the third. In Game 2 of this doubleheader, Yetis win Game 1 3-0. There's a shot right in the pitcher's belly, and she's going to make the play. And a great defensive inning for Wake Tech. 3 innings in the books, and they continue to lead the Yetis of Cleveland Community College 6-4. You're watching Yeti Girls Softball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. We're back right after this.
Education is our most powerful tool to improve and change our world. Hi, I'm Rhonda Benfield, your host for School Matters. Join me for a new program every other week with information from and about the students and staff of Cleveland County Schools. Discover what our schools are doing to challenge students and help them reach their full potential. You can catch us on Spectrum Cable Channel 19 or stream us live on c19.tv.
I would tell anybody that's interested in getting broadcasting that this is a really exciting field to be in. The possibilities are endless. And every day is different. There's always something new. You're always on your toes. I think the good thing about, a school like Cleveland Community College is they're really good at keeping up with the latest technologies. My experience with the broadcasting program has been everything and more. I've hosted a television show here. I've done radio shows. I've made my own commercials, all kinds of exciting things, digital animation. And I've never thought I'd have a career in news that I enjoy. It's just really exciting to, have a career where you're in control of what 2 million people in the area are watching every night. It's really exciting and enriching and fulfilling work. It doesn't feel like a job. I get to hang around all day and make television. Just listen to that.
Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Back live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Tim Foster and Coach Guy Suttle, 7-4. Wake Tech lead as Wake Tech. It will be Ayla Hammonds, Allie Lane, and Nayla McCallop as first pitch coming in there from Kells is a strike. And, we were talking about energy level right now. You just feel like Wake Tech's got more right now, Coach.
Yeah, it's pretty evident that right now they've got just a little more spring in their step, a little more noise on the field, in the dugout.
Yeah.
And we just need to get it back. We need a couple of good things happen.
And sometimes it's one play that can flip that. You've seen that many times. So the good news, quick 0-2 count, couple strikes. Next pitch, but a great base hit, an 0-2 base hit that time from Ayla Hammonds, and she gets things going. The bats have really been solid for Wake Tech, so she's on to lead off the fourth, and here is Allie Lane coming to the plate, the right-handed batter. And we've talked about it. Wake Tech has scored in every inning, and if you're the Eddies and you want to get back in this, you have got to be able to make some big plays defensively and keep them off the bases. First pitch high.
Need a quick double play right here. That would be, for 60-foot bases, that would be a tremendous feat to have it happen in softball.
Next pitch to Lane, and it's going to be another base hit. Back-to-back singles, and just like that, Wake Tech's got runners first and second, nobody out. And here comes another batter that is dangerous. How dangerous? She's already got 4 RBIs in this game. She's 2 for 2. There's Nayla McCallop. She's got a 2 RBI double, a 2 RBI single, and this is a dangerous time right now for the Yetis, Coach. This may be the pivotal point of the game.
It may be, and Dover owned her in the first game. She's not gonna bunt.
Yeah, she was showing, but I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I would. That was on her. That was not anything the coach called, but she did not have a good first game, and she has lit the scoreboard up this game.
She certainly has. Here comes the 1-0, and there is another shot into left field. And the runners will all advance, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded with nobody out. Wake Tech a 3-run lead, and McCallop, my apologies, 3 for 3 in this game.
Yeah, and we already said that she was a very dangerous hitter this game, and she's showing it.
So the bases are loaded, full of Eagles. They've already got a 7-4 lead, and they are looking to add on to that as quick discussion with the batter that comes to the plate, Jesse Dillon. And Dillon with a base hit could really open this game up for the Eagles. So you got to play at every base here, Coach.
Yes, we do. We had to bring the corners in.
There's a shot, and let's see if Melton,
Yep.
She makes a play. She's going to get 2. What a play. Great job to get the double play is the runner that time. You're talking about kind of knowing what's going on the bases. Kind of lost track of that, and that turns into a huge double play. Talk about a momentum shift. That could be one there.
Yeah, and she was not playing overly in on that one. She just made a good running play, and she's very smart heads-up ball player, and gave the ball to the second baseman who the lady on the second had drifted too far off.
Yeah, nice play there by Melton, and she throws it to second. So 2 down now, runners on the corners, and that will bring up Cassie Brown. 2 down now on the top of the 4th. 7-4 Wake Tech lead. Comes the 1-0, and just a little pop-up, and the Yetis get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jamming. They don't give up any runs, and you can tell a couple of the Wake Tech coaches not happy. We'll see if that's a momentum swing, Coach.
Yep, that may have been the play that we needed to get a little spark, get it going.
3.5 in the books, and you see our score. Wake Tech 7-4 lead over the Yetis. We want to remind you to check out our Cleveland Community College Spirit Store right here on the campus of Cleveland Community College, and a place that a lot of people visit often. They've got T-shirts, sweatshirts. They've got all the colors that you might want, the blue, black, green, hats, caps. They've got T-shirts. They've got Alumni Association apparel. And I tell you, Coach, it's a neat place to go visit. They got everything you need in all colors.
That's right. They even had I didn't buy any because I'm not a lounging person. You know that,
no, you're not. You're on the go. When I think of Guy Suttles, I think non-lounging person.
Okay, but they do have some lounge pants there, and it's very nice. Very nice.
I'd like to see you, running around town in some of those. Yeah, going around, just running errands on an average weekend. That would be an interesting look. But we do invite you to check out our Spirit Store Monday through Friday, open 8 to 4. They even have bobbleheads. Yeah, I've got a Yeti bobblehead on my desk in my office. Down in the Bailey Center. All right, we lead off the bottom of the 4th, and can the Yetis down 7-4 get things going? It'll be Andrea Melton followed by Carmen Pruitt. There's Melton trying to lay down the bunt, and it's going to go foul.
It's a good idea.
Yep, tried to lay down a bunch.
Just trying to get on.
Got great speed.
Yep.
But it goes foul. Melton, of course, the starting center fielder. Saw her make that great play defensively a little while ago. 7-4 Wake Tech lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And again, great to have you along if you're watching the rebroadcast on C19 or you're watching us live on YouTube this afternoon. Next pitch is hit hard but foul. (0-2) count coming to Melton. Lexi Jones still on the mound. There's Melton. There's a grounder to the short. Here's the throw to first, and they get her. Nice play. Wake Tech, we mentioned their bats. Their defense has been solid in game 2 also.
It sure has. It's a different ball club, and it really is. I know the runs help, the leads help, but it is a different ball club than what we saw in game 1.
Here's Carmen Pruitt. First pitch, swing and a miss. 1 down, bottom of the 4th. Yetis put all 4 runs on in the first. Fouls it off. 0-2 count now to Pruitt. Jones, the Camden, North Carolina. There's a ball it's going to be right in front of us. And a couple of the fans had a shot at that, and I think my wife ended up with that ball.
She did.
Yeah,
a free Coke.
Yeah, she gets the ump said she'll get some candy after that.
Really, you get a free candy bar for that great play.
Well, she didn't really catch it, but she did get it eventually.
Well, now
don't give her too much credit.
Now, come on now. Don't take the.
Yeah, she almost had it.
It's a ground ball. It's a ground ball.
Yeah, I was hoping she'd make the play, but she almost got to it there. So, but it did a good job. That would be a good. We need to talk to a couple of talk to Chris Nanny about that. Candy for every foul ball caught. Here's a shot into center. Is it going to get down? No. Nice play by the center fielder for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. And right now, Wake Tech really cruising.
Yeah, and they're loose. Out there in the outfield, the left fielder was cheering the center fielder on, and a little bit loose right now.
So here is the top of the lineup with 2 down, back up. Kaylin Kells.
She certainly could help herself out here with a nice hit.
First pitch inside. 7-4 Wake Tech lead. Bottom of the 4th inning. Tim Foster along with Coach Guy Suttle. We've got our whole crew. Producer Director Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Randy Evans. Next pitch low, 2-0. And a great crowd here. Great to have you along watching on C19 or live on YouTube.
Yeah, we do want to thank our YouTube viewers for watching us live.
This is fouled off, and Coach Beaver, look out over there. He almost got ran over by a couple of Wake Tech players. You know, it can be tough. I know you have been down those first and third base lines a lot. You got to be aware. You sometimes can get a little too comfortable to go down there, can you not?
Yeah, and especially when you know your players, you can back up a little bit more too. You don't have to worry about it when the other team's batting, but when your own team's batting, you know which ones to give a little more room down the third base line.
That is very true. Kells tried the bunt, fouled it off. It's 2-2 now. And as we talked about, Yeti's trying to get some momentum, but right now down 7-4, 2 down in this inning and a 2-2 count.
And deuces are wild.
They are. Kells stays alive, fouls it off. Yeti's 12-11 on the season. They're 10-3 in Region 10 play. Trying to get the sweep this afternoon. 2-2 is hit hard, and it's going to go by the center fielder. This should be 2. Will it be 3? As Kells is going to stay at second. She thought about third base in the triple, but she will get a 2-out double. And that will bring Alexis Shope to the plate as Kells is in scoring position. And if you could, 1 run here would be huge just to try to get this down to a 2-run lead.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was correct. You don't make the first or third out going to third.
Yeah.
So she was okay to stop.
Made the right play.
Right.
Yeah.
She did.
Here's the first pitch to Shope, and the runner, as the ball's low, is going to advance to third. Got away from the catcher. So now she's at third base with 2 outs.
Maybe if we could get another wild pitch here and score a run, that would give them a little more fire to going back out.
Yep, they could get it within 2 runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's in there, good pitch, 1-1. Runner at third for the Yetis. They're down 7-4, bottom of the 4th. It's high 2-1 by Jones. I was looking at this whole roster here for Wake Tech, and you're seeing, as you mentioned, a lot of players from. And wait a minute, the runner is going to get to come home here. Not sure exactly the call on that play, but the runner comes home. It's a 7-5 game. Could we have some interference here possibly?
Maybe.
We'll see if we can get clarification, but it's a 7-5 game now. Next pitch, and the ball is going to go foul third base side. Thought it had a shot to stay fair. 7-5 now, bottom of the 4th. Back to that roster, as you mentioned, a lot from around Raleigh, but also down the eastern part of the state, down towards the coast, Charleston. So this is a squad that got a lot of balance on by Wake Tech. There's a base hit by Shope, and she will get 2 and a 2-out double, and that brings the tying run to the plate in the former Mallory Haynes. And so all of a sudden, We've seen a lot of two-out damage done by both teams this afternoon.
Both teams with 2 outs. They just and it hasn't been cheap. I mean, they've had some good hits.
So here's Mallory Haynes. She's the tying run here in the bottom of the 4th. It's now a 7-5 Eagles lead. Shopes at second. There's Haynes who just shoots it right to the shortstop to end the inning. 4 innings in the book, but the Yetis get 1. And Wake Tech leads the Yetis of Cleveland Community College 7-5. You're watching Yeti Girls Softball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Hi, I'm Steve Putnam, and I'd like to invite you to join me for the next Talk of the Town. Each week I get to meet with some of the most interesting people in Cleveland County, and each show is packed with information you need to know to stay connected to our community. From promoting upcoming events to discussing local subjects that impact you, Talk of the Town has a little something for everyone. Plus, we're on every day, so it's easy to catch up with us. That's Talk of the Town, every day, every week, right here on C19 TV, Cleveland County's channel.
Well, we're back at the Yeti Softball Complex live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. What a beautiful afternoon. 7-5 as we head to the top of the 5th. As first pitch to the leadoff batter, Lexi Jones, who will be followed by Gracie Whitmore and Layla Rackley. And you're talking about a kind of a big flip as Tim Foster with Coach Guy Subtle. And one of the things, I mean, we were just looking, Coach, when you look back at that top of the 4th, bases were loaded. Nobody out. It was a 3-run lead. Yetis get out of it. All of a sudden, they get around the board. They're just down 2 runs now.
Yeah, I know what it's. We need a really good like that.
Yeah, nice play by the shortstop. Is a hard hit ball from Jones, but shortstop makes the play and 1 down here in the top of the 5th. And hey, you didn't need to verbally say it. Visually, we saw what the Yetis need there. That was a great play.
Yeah, they need a short inning. They need a confident inning to get back in and say, look, gals, we're just a couple of runs down. Let's go to get it.
Here is Gracie Whitmore. By the way, I want to invite folks to check out our brand new website at ClevelandCC.edu. It's just launched in the last week or so. First Pitch High. The website looks great, and they have a great section about all of our athletics, and so you can check out all the programs, curriculums, athletics that are part of Cleveland Community College. First pitch, as we mentioned, was high. Here's the 1-0 to Whitmore, and it's high 2-0. And you just heard Coach Subtle say if you're the Yetis, you get out of here with no runs, you're only down 2, you're still feeling pretty good if that's the case, and you seem like you're starting to get some energy, some things turned around. Good pitch, 2-1. And give Kels credit because she's had her struggles at times, but she seems to be settling down a little bit.
Yeah, and that will help her a lot, maybe to take a deep breath in between pitches and just see if we can get this in and over with.
Next pitch is fouled off, and it's a 2-2 count now to Gracie Whitmore, the Princeton, North Carolina native.
Speaking of Princeton,
yeah, they have. They've had a lot of good programs in a lot of sports. You're talking about Princeton in college basketball.
Yeah, tonight, later on, that might be a good one to watch.
That's one of those for our live viewers that'll be watching that. And for the rebroadcast, you may be saying, yeah, I saw that game a couple of days ago for sure. So, that's a good point. They are one of the Cinderellas. Next pitch has fouled off full count. Yeah, no matter what happens with them, they are right now been the true Cinderella, along with Florida Atlantic, right?
That's right. Florida Atlantic, they beat a good Tennessee squad last night.
Yep, they did. So full count now with 1 out. Here's a pitch to Whitmore. Pops it up. The wind's got a hold of this, but nice play. And again, we've said that all afternoon. That looks like an easy play, but it is not.
No, and again, we've also talked about that she needs a good short inning in the circle, and that's happening so far. But we've seen more damage done with 2 outs than any other time by both teams.
You are exactly right. So 2 down, nobody on. Here is Layla Rackley, who pops it up. First baseman is calling it, and she'll end the inning. A good 1-2-3 inning, 4.5 in the books. And the Yetis have kept Wake Tech off the board. After 4.5, it's a 7-5. As you see, our score 7-5 Wake Tech lead over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. And we were talking about this facility again. Coach Guy Suttle, and I know this is your first time being able to broadcast here, but one of the things I loved about it, we were talking about earlier, you got folks you got good views right behind home plate. You've got great views if you want to go out in right field or center field. If you want to watch down first or third base lines, just a wonderful place to watch softball.
It is, and I like the way it gives you that stadium feel. The way it is the way it was carved out of the bank, and it's just a great place to come and watch a softball game.
It really is a great place to come watch softball action. All right now, if you're Coach Beaver and the Yetis, you're down 2, heading into the bottom of the 5th. What's your mentality right now after winning game 1? What are you thinking right now?
Well, I think he's got to be thinking that if I get runners on base, especially with no outs, I got to play station to station, try to get it tied, and then maybe we can shake one out in the bottom of the 6th and hold them in the top of the 7th, and everybody goes home happy.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's got to be the mentality. It'll be Bree Fry, followed by Trinity Hatchell and Cadence Hopper, the 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th for this Yetis program in year 4. Of course, a lot of people remember year 1, 15 games into year 1, COVID hit, Coach, and it all ended, and it was a crazy time for everybody, not only in athletics, but more importantly in just our world in general, how everything stopped. I mean, who will ever forget that, from junior college all the way to the NCAA tournament to Major League Baseball. It was shortened. It was a crazy time in the world of sports.
It was. I think the first sport back was NASCAR.
I think so, yeah.
And everybody from the gas man all the way to the driver had to be tested before they'd even let them in the track.
We've got a brand new pitcher for Wake Tech, and that's Tori James here to start the bottom of the 5th. Her first pitch was low to Fry, and the next pitch is inside 2-0. So, you wondered how long, especially after we saw Jones go a lot towards the end of game 1, we wondered how many pitches, and so she's out here in the bottom of the 5th. And we're seeing Tori James. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's inside, and all of a sudden, 3-0.
Got to be taken here.
Yep, you got to be if you're Fry. On deck is Trinity Hatchell, as we mentioned. 7-5, Wake Tech lead, bottom of the 5th. She takes a strike, 3-1 count.
Had to. I know a lot of those batters don't understand that, but you got to.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, full count now as James is battling back. James from 4 Oaks, North Carolina. She played her high school softball at South Johnston High School.
South Johnston.
3-2, here's a grounder. And nice play by the second baseman, and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And that will bring to the plate Trinity Hatchell. So big out for Wake Tech. So we talked about it from the Yeti standpoint. From Wake Tech, you just want to get outs here. You get later in the game, you got this 2-run lead. Yep. You see our score.
They're just telling her to throw strikes and let us play defense.
That's exactly right. First pitch low to Hatchell. Cadence Hopper's on deck. That's a hard shot that goes foul. course, each Region 10 matchup is so huge, as we mentioned, because it really sets the stage for the playoffs in May.
Yes.
And, sometimes you forget, Coach, that, these double headers, one team may win big in one game, but every one of these games count in the end.
That's right. And the teams that are going to come out on top and have those home games are the ones that didn't lose concentration.
Here's a pop fly, and shortstop came over to make the play. She caught it, 2 down, and a couple of big outs for Wake Tech in the bottom of the 5th. And that will bring to the plate. Here's Cadence Hopper, but 2 down now quickly.
Yeah, that Cadence has had a good afternoon. We just, we haven't had a lot of RBI chances for her.
So here's the first pitch from James in the bottom of the 5th, and it's low. James has done a good job. She's gotten behind on the first 3 batters, but she just came back quickly, and that fastball seems to be working pretty well for her so far here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a shot out into left field, and a diving catch by the left fielder to end the inning. Gracie Whitmore with a heck of a play. 5 innings in the books, and Wake Tech holds on to this 7-5 lead over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. Ladies, and it's Yeti Girls Softball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19, and we're back after this. Hi, I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV Sports. Join us each month for Yeti Tracks right here on C19 TV. Each month we talk to the players and the coaches of Yeti Athletics, including cross country, Yetis boys baseball, and Yetis girls softball. We break down the matchups, the conferences, the games, and the events that make Yeti sports so special. Stay informed with Yeti Athletics right here on Yeti Tracks each month. Join us right here on C19 TV and online at c19.tv. Well, we'll welcome you back to our Yeti softball complex. Wake Tech leads the Yetis of Cleveland Community College, and Yeti girls softball action 7-5. We go to the 6th. Here's a grounder by the leadoff batter, and she is out. That's Charlie's right. Nice defensive play by the Yeti shortstop, and 1 down here in the top of the 6th, and we're getting late. Wake Tech holds on to this 2-run lead.
Yeah, and the Yetis have just got to hold on to their – they got to hold them there. They got to hold them there, and, again, something good will happen in the bottom of the 6th.
Here's Ayla Hammonds with 1 down, the center fielder for Wake Tech, and that's fouled off third base side. Yetis ladies softball squad earlier this afternoon won game 1 3-0. 12-11 the Yetis here in action this afternoon, and they are 10-3 in region play for Wake Tech, 6-14, 3-11 in region play. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This is hit hard. Let's see if Melton's going to make the play, and she does. Had to really come in on it, and not only that, she had to watch it, Bobby. Again, everything continuing to blow in. Anything in center field has not been easy. A nice play.
No, and she thought that ball was hit a lot harder, and it sounded like it was.
Probably, yeah.
And it just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. So
here's Allie Lane with 2 down, the Goldsboro native. First pitch is low. Great to have you along this afternoon, live on YouTube, and if you're watching either in the evening or the afternoon on the rebroadcast, C19 TV. Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Randy Evans, all on the truck. Here's a rocket into left. It's going to go over the left fielder. It's going to be up at the wall. This will at least be a double, and Allie Lane with a 2-out double for Wake Tech here in the top of the 6th. Big piece of hitting there, and that brings up another dangerous batter. We've mentioned this young lady, Nayla McCallum, 3 for 3 in this game. She's got 4 RBIs. She's got 2 singles. She's got a double. And, you almost think about walking her, but they don't do a lot of walking scenarios here in softball.
No, and she's got, I know, at least 4 RBIs.
She's got 4. Here's a grounder to third base, but they've got a nice play, and they will end the inning. Big play to avoid any more runs. So 5.5 innings in the books as the Eagles of Wake Tech hold on to a 7-5 lead over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. And speaking of our men's softball squad, men's baseball squad, as we're live here at the softball field on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. Let's take a look at some upcoming games for our Yeti men's baseball squad that currently have 13 wins. We've got that Patrick and Henry series. We were talking about that, Coach Guy Settle. Patrick and Henry came here to open up the baseball stadium in February of 2022. That's going to be a big series coming up.
Oh, yeah. And even though that they have they're in the region, so we just got to play well, and they kind of set the standard. When we came in, that was a lot of times we wanted to compare.
Well, they've been around a long time.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
Up in Virginia, yeah.
And that was the Bell standard, or our marking post where we wanted to go there.
I think you put Patrick and Henry in that category. Certainly Catawba Valley's in that category. And not only are these becoming big Region 10 matchups, they're starting to become a little bit of a rivalry as well.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. All right, Yetis come to the plate. The bottom of the 6th, they're down 7-5, and it will be catcher Haley Eubanks to lead off. She'll be followed by Andrea Melton and Carmen Pruitt. And the Yetis need some runs, down 2. First pitch by pitcher Tori James, low. And we have said this many times, and you've heard me and Coach Suttle mention this either on our softball broadcast or baseball, any way you can get them on base.
That's right. And, what people don't understand about where we are in this game, in the bottom of the 6th, if we could score 3 runs, then you just got to go out there and hold them for 3 outs, and it's over.
Yeah, you're obviously being that home team, so this is a big inning. That 1-0 pitch was fouled off to Eubanks, so 1-1. So some big at-bats here in Game 2. Great shot of both pitcher and runner. There is a ground ball, but a nice defensive play and 1 down. And I can't say it enough, Coach, after those 4 runs in the first inning, defense has been really good. The Yetis have only got 1 across since that first inning.
Right, and it's really after the first 2 innings that this game kind of settled down. Or 1.5 innings to be exact, because the Yetis have held Wake Tech scoreless for 3 innings in a row.
Here's Andrea Melton, and everybody's coming up because they know her ability to bunt. You saw that infield come in, and that one is fouled off. But if she can get 1 down, we know she is very, very tough with her speed. She
is, and she can motor. She can run.
She wants to get on base to bring that tying run possibly to the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Melton, and it's in the dirt, 1-1.
Kings Mountain product from nearby.
She really is, and had a great career there. You hear that wind whipping here at the park. 1-1 is fouled. It's 1-2. And certainly for Coach Pete Rose and this Wake Tech squad, just keep getting outs. They know they're 5 outs away from getting out of here with a split this afternoon, and you certainly feel pretty good headed back to Raleigh if you can do that.
Yeah, especially when we came in with 3 wins in the region
play,
and come out with a split with a team that was 10-3 coming in, or actually 11-3 going into this game.
Very, very good point. That one's fouled off. She stayed alive. Did Andrea Melton, the center fielder for the Yetis. 1-2 count. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. This one has popped up. Will it stay in play? It doesn't look like it's going to go out of play. tell you what a beautiful scoreboard we have here, our Harold and Ruth Langley scoreboard as part of the Yeti softball complex. That was a great day back on in mid-February when we had the official grand opening of the park. Next pitch is low. 2-2. If you're just joining us, Wake Tech leads Cleveland Community College 7-5, bottom of the sixth. Had some big innings early on to get the lead, and they've held on to it. And they got Melton on the strikeout, and that is a huge strikeout for the Eagles. 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth, and that will bring to the plate Carmen Pruitt. Big strikeout.
Yeah, well, yeah. But a lot of the damage has been done with 2 outs now. We don't have anybody on, but.
First pitch is low. And that is certainly right. Yetis are looking for base runners here in this bottom of the sixth. Next pitch is low, 2-0. Let's see if Pruitt can get on, and if so, that would flip the order. Kaylin Kells is scheduled to be on deck, and have her at bat.
It's in the gap.
No, left fielder. It looked like it, but good play by the left fielder. We're through 6 innings. Wake Tech leads the Yeti girls softball squad of Cleveland Community College 7-5. We'll come back with the top of the 7th live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19.
Cleveland Community College has identified strengthening online learning as the topic for its quality enhancement plan. We're calling it SOUL. SOUL's 5-year implementation plan is focused on continuous improvement of online courses and promoting student success. We're excited for you to take this journey with us.
Do you like to work with your hands, build, make something work, show, I've done this? Turn your interest into a career. Construction trades at Cleveland Community College can give you the skills you need. Well-trained electricians are in high demand. CCC delivers hands-on training both in and outside the classroom. CCC makes it simple for students to get ahead, whether they want single courses, certificates, diplomas, or associate degrees. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Well, I tell you what, a beautiful afternoon here at our Yeti softball complex, and you see our score. We head to the top of the 7th. Wake Tech leads the Yetis of Cleveland Community College 7-5. Tim Foster, Coach Guy Soto, great to have you along, and beautiful weather. A little breezy, but we're enjoying a gorgeous spring afternoon. And a big story here as we start the top of the 7th, and we see Jesse Dillon leading off. Yetis got to keep playing good defense, Coach.
Yeah, we've got to shut them down here. Just give yourself a chance in the bottom of the 7th. So throwing strikes and no walks, no errors, and we'll go from there.
But yeah, at the bottom of this inning, we're going to take a look at all the great programming that's a part of C19 TV. So we got a lot of our folks watching the rebroadcast off there, and 2 pitches and 2 balls, so 2-0 count. And if you're Wake Tech, you're thinking insurance runs. You'd love to make this a 3 or 4 run lead.
Yes, I'd love to see us get out of this thing.
Without that, yeah.
Yeah, with holding them right here and then come in and score a trio and walk off.
3-0 count to Dillon. Jesse Dillon, here's the 3-0. Swing and a miss, 3-1 now.
Wow.
As Kaylin Kells on the mound for the Yetis. As we said, they've got to get out of this inning, and they've got to have a rally in the bottom of the 7th. 3-1, there's a base hit out into left field, and a great way to get the inning started for Wake Tech.
Yeah, it was to be quite honest with you, I think it was ball 4.
Yeah, she was able to pull it.
And she was able to get a base hit out of it.
So here's Cassie Brown.
And change.
Let's see, are we going to have a pitcher runner here possibly?
Probably. Yeah, that's what it is.
Here's Thalia Tabron is going to be the pinch runner. It would appear number 6. So Tabron will be the pinch runner. And if you're a Wake Tech fan, you hope she's going to be another run that crosses the plate to extend this lead. So pinch runner in here in the top of the 7th for Wake Tech. And coming to the plate, as we mentioned, will be starting second baseman Cassie Brown for Wake Tech. 7-5 lead, top of the 7th. And this Region 10 matchup, Wake Tech in the lead. One of the challenges for the umpires, kind of like we've had, it's hard to write for this wind.
It is.
So it slows the game down a little bit as we see any kind of substitutions being made. All right, here's Brown coming to the plate. Trying to lay down the bunt as the runner is heading to second, and certainly there's no doubt they're thinking about they want to get that runner over any way they can. They know how important a 3-run lead could be going into the bottom of the 7th.
Yes, and especially when the Eddies put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 1st, they know they're capable. So they're trying really hard to get that 3rd run.
0-1 count to Cassie Brown. Kaylin Kales on the mound. Here's the pitch. There's a ball foul third base side. And that runner was going again.
Yeah, it's definitely a hit and run situation for them.
Yeah, we saw the bunt attempt, the hit and run. And if you're the Yetis, you'd love to get a big strikeout here, keep that runner at first, and try to get that first out of the inning. Next pitch is foul third base side again. And again, I don't think we can say enough that we saw the Yetis with a lot of extra plate appearances in terms of length of their plate appearance in Game 1, and we've certainly seen Wake Tech with a lot more of their length of plate appearances. They've continued to stay alive at the plate, even with a lot of 2-strike pitches. Here's a shot into center, and nice play by Melton. Man, that's a big out, one down.
Huge out.
Runner stays at first. Big out here in the top of the 7th, and that will bring up Tori James. Of course, James, who her first at bat because she came in for the pitcher back a couple of innings ago.
Mm-hmm.
Her first at bat in this game, I should say. Nice play as that pitch was a little bit high. Catcher to keep that up. 1-0 count to James. And you got to assume, Coach, that James will be in there at the bottom of the 7th to try to close this out.
Yes.
Next pitch is outside 2-0.
It's an important pitch right here for her.
Next pitch is high, and it's 3-0. With the runner on, 1 out here for Wake Tech in the top of the 7th. There's Kaylin Kell's 3-0 pitch. It's in there 3-1. Can she battle back and get the batter here in this case, which is Tori James? Runner's going. There's a hit out into left field. Tabron is going to stop at third, and James to second. And what a hit. Runner second and third now. A couple of big insurance runs are in scoring position for Wake Tech here in the top of the 7th, and that will bring to the plate Gracie Whitmore. And a base hit here could really put Wake Tech in the driver's seat to try to close this one out.
Yeah, it's going to be a base hit here. The Yeti's going to have a monumental feat to come back and win it.
There's a great bunt. The runner is stuck, and She is safe back at third base, and the runners will be safe at first as they had to run her between third and home, but she dove into third base, and they just couldn't make the tag that time, Coach.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good play on their part. The base runner may have drifted off a little bit far, and there wasn't a play.
Yes.
But they ended up with bases loaded and one out.
And so it really turns into a bunt scenario that works out. And as you mentioned, they are loaded up. And here's Layla Rackley with just one out. Can the Yetis get out of a major jam here in the seventh, trying to stay in this game? And that pitch is called a ball.
Must have been inside.
Yep. Eagles at every base, 7-5 lead, top of the seventh, a 1-0 count. Next pitch in there, 1-1. Yetis are going to have to try to either get a strikeout, a double play, try to keep this one on the infield and try to get a play at first. There's a play at every base. It could be made. 1-1 is popped up. This should be able to stay in, and the runner is going to have to stay, and that's a big out, too.
Oh, yes,
that is huge. Now, can the Yetis, now with two down, this could really, if they can get out of this, still only down two, it could be a big momentum swing heading into the bottom of the seventh.
Absolutely. That will that may give them the little spark that they need to come back and score about 3 runs.
Here's Charlize Wright, the leadoff batter, now bases loaded with 2 outs. Fouled off. Yetis battling to try to stay in this game. 0-1 count to the Charleston, South Carolina native, Charlize Wright. There's a little grounder, and it is going to be fair. And you're talking about just a tough play for the Yetis. The ball goes in the outfield.
Nobody's there.
Nobody's there, and this will score 2 or 3 runs. And this
maybe all of them.
Yeah, this is going to put this game away most likely for the Yetis. So here comes the run, and she'll be tagged out at home plate. Let's see what the damage was there, Coach. I believe 3 more came. Let's start out with the initial play. It's 10-5 as we go to the bottom of the seventh. That ball was laid down, and it really, and let's be honest, the bunt was not laid down that great, but it just landed perfectly, and I'm wondering if she would have gave it some time, could it have possibly went foul there?
Yeah, she's not going to get anybody any place.
Yeah.
So why not just let it sit there and spin and see if it would roll foul?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it doesn't.
And it may have never rolled foul on that play, but it looked like she might have had a couple other seconds to give it some time to roll. And then, of course, that led to the run coming home, the throw out into center field, and a couple more to score. And it's a 10-5 game. Well, we want to remind you of the programming that's a part of C19 TV each and every day that you can check out. C19, of course, has been a part of the local community for 41 years. Armchair Quarterback, of course, in the fall each year. Myself and Guy Sutter, Rob Roop, a part of that. Artworks, Connections, Cleveland County Kitchen. There's Dare to Soar, Face the Music, For Your Health with Jennifer Harrell. For your information, meet me at the movies, getting ready to celebrate their 500th episode. There's Political Smackdown, School Matters, Talk of the Town, Woman to Woman, and of course Yeti Tracks. We've got a new Yeti Tracks that's airing right now, talking about the brand new track squad that's a part of Cleveland Community College. We talked about basketball, men and women's track starting. We got esports. It's been a big year, and of course we've seen a couple of really good games this afternoon.
Oh, we have. It's been quite a entertaining afternoon for Yeti fans.
If you're a Yeti fan right now, you better put your rally cap on. It's a 10-5 Wake Tech lead, and the Yetis need some runs. And I tell you, 3 of those runs have come, let's be honest, off some mental mistakes from the Yetis. And I know, even though it was a big, certainly a big opening win in Game 1, the mental mistakes Coach Beaver will not be happy with.
No. There's with every loss, there's something to work on. And he's got a little notebook of things to work on, that's for sure.
Kaylin Kells to lead off here in the bottom of the seventh. There's a grounder and a quick out as Wake Tech is 2 outs away from splitting this series here in Region 10. That'll bring to the plate Alexis Shope now with 1 down. And what a crazy play that was to get those 3 runs of what just started out as a bunt, led to 3 runs.
Yeah,
Pretty remarkable.
It's very remarkable. Like I say, I don't know if
that is fouled behind home plate.
Still not sure if it would have rolled foul, but at the worst, only one run would have scored.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you have to think about with that play. Torrey James trying to wrap things up here for Wake Tech. There you see our score, 10-5. Eagles in control here in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch is high. Wake Tech trying to win game number 7 of the year and trying to drop the Yetis to 12-12 on the season. Next pitch is outside, 2-1. Mallory Haynes is on deck. Two-one pitch is popped foul. And 2-2 now. But you kind of mentioned it, Wake Tech came out in this game too with a totally different mentality. The bats were rolling, they were much more aggressive, and we've seen that really the whole game.
Yeah, it's just a completely different ball club when we entered this second game.
Next pitch is low, full count. James wanted that, I think, to be strike 3.
Yeah, I think she did, and I think the catcher did too.
She's going to step off here. 3-2. Pitch is going to be coming to Shope. There is a base hit. Shope's going to head for 2 and a 1-out double, and just got to find a way to get them on at this point.
That's it.
Try to stay alive as long as you can.
Play station to station.
As Mallory Haynes will come to the plate.
Got 3 here for you. Got 3 for you here.
Yeah. Yeah, had to find some softballs. Yeah. Coach Suttle's leading the charge in. Eventually, you do need a ball to play. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got to have them, and so.
Eventually,
and those umpires, they just want to have a spare.
It's always important, yeah. Here's Haynes with Alexa Shope at second. First pitch to Haynes is high.
It's a good take.
Yeah, 1-0. Wait.
Really need to take until we get a strike.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the mentality right now for these Yeti batters. Fouled off. 1-1 count. 10-5 Wake Tech lead. Bottom of the 7th. 1-1 pitch is outside. 2-1. Bree Fry on deck for the Yetis. One is inside. 3-1.
Another base runner.
With 1 out, as Coach Suttle mentioned, you're just trying to get them on any way you can. Three-one pitch. It's fouled it off, but it is a strike. 3-2. 3-2 count now to Haynes. Runner at second. 3-2. It's going to be fair. That'll get a run home. Oh, I thought it was. Good play out in left field. I spoke a little too soon. That was a nice play by the left fielder to get to that ball.
Yeah.
But saying that, you didn't want to risk trying to come home if it was a bang-bang. Again, you're trying to get runners on base right now, down 5 runs. And good piece of hitting that time by Haynes. That was a good
that was a really good at bat.
That was a 3-2 pitch. So here's Fry with runners on the corners for the Yetis and 1 out. So they, as they say, they're still alive at this point. Looks like James is kind of getting her composure. Next pitch is high. There goes Haynes. And the ball's going to go out into center field, and the runner will score from third. Haynes will move to third, and it's a 10-6 game. And
runner on third.
Yeah, what'd you think about that throw? I thought it was a little bit risky. You got the lead, or maybe you do it because you got that lead.
You just let him go.
Yeah. So now runner at third with still 1 out and a 1-0 count now to Fry. Fry fouls it off, and it's a 1-1 count. Well, I know one thing, Coach. If, and that's a big if, the Yetis can get 2 more runners on base, the tying run would come to the plate.
And that's correct.
The wind is still, it's dying. Maybe we've seen it die down a tad. Here's a 1-1. There's a strike in there, and it's 1-2. And for Wake Tech, they want to end this game. They still feel good. They've got the 4-run lead.
I think the wind just said, watch this.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah. Can Fry stay alive here? 1-2, and nice play. What a unbelievable play. I'm not even sure that time, Coach, how the second baseman, Cassie Brown, even saw that ball. No. It almost looked like she put her glove up and made the play, but obviously she saw a little better than we thought. I thought initially that ball was headed out into right field.
Oh, I did too. And yeah.
That was a crucial, pivotal play. That could have made it a 3-run game now. 2 outs. So the Yetis down to their last batter, and that's Trinity Hatchell here in the bottom of the 7th. There's Hatchell with a grounder to third, to throw to first, and that'll end it. A split this afternoon. Wake Tech wins Game 2, 10-6 over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. There you see our final score. Big thanks to Greg Tillman, of course, Randy Evans, Danny Morton. Coach, final thoughts.
Hey, it's a split. We'll take the win. Wish we could have got the sweep, but hey, we'll take the split.
Good luck to our Yeti girls softball down the road. Big thanks to our whole crew. Big thanks to our viewers. And we'll see you down the road with more Yeti girls softball on YouTube at C19 TV.